I gotta imagine they have similar loot because they didn't even try to fight for it at all. As Wavy, Jacob, and Static already getting one elimination between the both. They're just trying to scrounge together their own loot as well, as it does pull outside of Mega City. So the zone is going to pull all the way towards the west, forcing a lot of these teams to move up elevation, up the mountains. And you see one of those arrows outside of Mega City positioned on that high ground. They already got themselves a skyscraper in the sky. So any team that's trying to bypass them has to watch out from those shots raining from above.
There's Fabs and Scented. They find themselves from point A to point B here, right on the next edge of the zone. What a struggle it's been. Game 1 definitely did not go in their favor. Game 2 looking pretty tough here. Yeah, they're above the surge, but the material count, my oh my, has it been just whittling away here. And the zones landed on Mega City. You would think they'd be pretty okay, but it just shows us with no eliminations, they're going back and forth, tit for tat with other opponents here. This is just a dangerous place to be.
Tell. Only 4 points so far. All they got in that game number 1 was a singular elimination, no placement points. 27 teams still alive, so no placement points have been handed out just yet until we get into that top 25. And for Turtle Tavern, for Nexi, you gotta hope that your teammates are still alive, just like Nosh is. This is where you begin to pick up points. And as a solo, if you play your cards right, you could scrape together, outlast a couple more teams, and kind of pick up points in positions you probably shouldn't.
Well, very seldomly will we see a player like this just really, really looted and booted for an endgame here. Plenty to work with, fresh off the med kit. We like to see, I think Nosh is going to be okay to make it for an endgame there. Sometimes it is easier to just fend for yourself. Not have to really think about things.
Yeah, for a lot of these players rotating towards the right side, they got the timing perfect. A lot of them rotating together.
Look at this.
You can see them immediately try to turn around as soon as they make it to zone. This is where a lot of these teams will begin to play gatekeeper. But with the different elevations, this is where proactivity is key, to try to position yourself as far away from that ultimate low ground as possible.
Well, the last time we were here in game 1, this surge lasted a very long time. Will it be the same as we are now starting to close things out? It's going to be extremely, extremely hectic. Pay close attention to that top left corner as the elims will start to begin. On high ground, though, Mega and Snake. Okay, so they have some of the better positioning there. And they're looking down. They're not making it easy for anyone. Scented and Fabs. This is the struggle they've been in. Now at just a single material left to use for Scented. He can only build a one-wall structure here. And the zone pulls far. They're going to have to find their way from where they are onto another team and finish them pretty quickly.
They do have some timing here when zone does begin to move, especially if you count on the fact of those kinetic blades. But what they don't have is that material, which you're speaking of. They gotta hunt for some sort of a siphon. But luckily enough, they're both IGL type players. They both know how to scout for that information. They both know where to look to possibly get that refresh. But for them, just like in that game 6 of week number 3, it's now or never.
Well, they cut things dead even right there. 4 mats for each and a little bit of heals too. Kinzo, though, does not stop. He finds himself young Salty here, the finish. And he is by himself, lost the fireball on the journey here. But the 6 elims here, he's happy about. He's earned so many points already thus far.
Scary
competition gets a little crazier here. The zone's moving.
Kinzo just on the other side, just trying to keep that layer between them. Piece control is getting stolen. He immediately disengages. He's trying to use all these other players' Wizard through the Skies Kinetic Blade as his golden ticket to try to get to the front side of the zone. And that was almost perfectly played, but down goes Scented, down goes Fabs. Before a lot of those placement points stick in, they still have 3 more games to make the run, but they're putting themselves into that corner.
So close, yet so far there. You just need material. When the desperate plays like that come through in the end, it is hard for any team to convert and find something big from it. Kinzo, though, continues to fight back. Widow and Madden from the 2 a.m. team find themselves on the high ground. Game 1 was okay, earned at least a little something, but this is where things start to really add up. You got to make it past this 9 zone here. You got to make it to the late stages if you at least want to earn some big placement points.
With this elevation, the choice is theirs when it comes to the timing. Kinetic Blade, be one of the first teams to the front side of zone, stagger yourself back, try to put pressure with that red eye all around the lobby. Onwin and Zypha, they're smushed down low. So for them, they gotta worry about a lot of these teams, when and where they're gonna rotate. But Zypha with both the ODM and the Kinetic Blade, he definitely has 2 different versions of that rotation. So if he runs short on those charges, he at least has something up his sleeve. continue his run. As Quan Jock, they're getting staggered back. You see a lot of teams flying through the sky with the kinetic blade. That is going to be their green light to go.
Wavy Jacob trying to play for height right there as well. Bolts is going to fall there. Thoric is now left to play defensively by himself here. He looks around. There's two on the left side, multiple on the low ground. That's not a safe peak by any means, but on one. Zypha, who would have thought we'd find them below the Storm Surge? This is a very scary team to corner with their backs against the wall, and now they start to turn up.
They go. Morrison fighting. On one's the guy. Omizi goes down. Sent right back to the lobby, but he's under pressure. Shots coming in. Slurp Juice is going to be popped, and with that flare, he can still pop it out and see where everybody's positioned at so he can make his rotation.
It's not over just yet for Kinzo. His story continues. We talked about a solo that was so set up to do big things. It was him here. He's really looking up. He's trying to say, hey, what can I do here? Nothing just yet. But no, stuck between a team there. Has to exit out. Misses the first at it. Finds the other. And safety is right in front of him, but it costs him so much material just for this single miss there. It's Qua and Jack. So elevated here, away from danger, on metal material. They have enough to slide for a little bit longer, but remember, these zones start to pull further and further now. So that material count will start to dwindle down here. On one, not even putting protection above them. They're just fighting their way through still. Haven't found the material that they need.
They need a refresh for multiple different reasons.
There it is.
Chug Splash going to be picked up. Material as well. Onwin needs to get out of this position. Pressure from all angles. The peak goes through. Onwin takes another tag. 11 HP. He's still fighting through it all. And that refresh he found is the key for his success. Only 2 splashes though. So HP and shield still going to be drastic. But I think if anybody can get the job done, it's one of West's best box fighters.
And he's just showing you how it is done. Wait for him to stay up right now. Snake, though, on the low ground, bombs a huge one, and that's onto Diego. And look, there's a player in the distance, doesn't even realize how dangerous of a situation he was in, but Kinzo falls too. And now Snake is really starting to turn online. What a great finish for him and Mega to find all the points there when it mattered. But they were still just shy of that top 10, so here we have it.
Acro and User, Clarity, Caster, so many teams just trying to stay alive with the madness. Another elimination is going to be found. A Smallsy gets taken out. Into the top 10 we go. And for some of these teams, that's big points and consistency. But sitting cool as a cucumber, not a worry in the world. Quan Chalk at the high ground, putting pressure, forcing these altercations towards the low ground.
And this is Surge Week. You need to take a W to go straight to finals. Why wait for Wavy Jacob, though? He's lost his teammate. No static here. It's just him. Enemies behind the wall there. All of this is all enemy territory, but now he gets crushed in the bottom. Widow gets crushed right afterwards as well. It's only Paper and Shadow, one of the few remaining duos here. Healthy as well. Material in hand, but it's running short.
You can see it, you can feel it right here, right before our very eyes. The vault loop from Shattered Slabs, bringing them so far. But User popping the Slurp Juice. Splash is going to go out. Doesn't have much time when it comes to that heal off. Has to find the eliminations, but with all the time in the world, 9 splashes, Chalk and Qual, they have this one in the bag. The timing has to be perfect though, so when they send one down and try to go for the eliminations, exactly what Shadow's trying to do, but he gets knocked down. It's all up to Paper here in the top 3.
Paper has to double back now because of that single elim, that big find there, and he knows there's an opponent in the distance here. Can he get it from him? But no, doesn't look like it's going to be possible here. He has to be quick. He has to find him, and he does. What a way to turn things around and really take advantage of the situation. But we know high ground was, of course, being babied by Jack with all the splashes there, and now Paper's looking around. He doesn't quite find him. He sees the tarp, and he feels like this might just be it. And just a moment's breath, but no, doesn't quite find a tag. 4 beats away. Jack had just 40 HP difference. One heal could have been like literally all he needed for Paper.
And Paper got the eliminations at the low ground. You see him looking through all that loot, trying to scavenge what he can. He found materials, he found ammo, he found mobility, but he didn't find any HP, and that was the difference between Qua and Jock securing their ticket to the FNCS Grand Final.
What a way to do it, right? The FNCS champion Jock here says, hey, give me a second, save me at spot. You know what, Qua, you can come on with me there. Game 2, what a way for them to finish. And they did it with splashes, right? But you could tell the desperation in Jack. He ran out. He's like, I gotta go fight. I'm not just gonna sit up here and wait this one out.
Yeah, but with Drawk already having a position high up on that leaderboard, now he goes to the finals and gives somebody else that one step closer to getting into that top 5. But only Zeke and our analysts could let us know what the leaderboards look like after 2 games.
My, oh my, here in Surge Week, NA is going wild. We are seeing aggression like I don't know if we've ever seen before. But for Jack and Qua, like I kind of hinted at, they're treating this like a grand finals, right? That's a grand finals strategy right there to get a victory royale.
Zeke, there's actually so much to unpack this game, right? You're calling it aggression. I'm going to go ahead and call it desperation. I think the level of play in this Surge Week lobby is really, really showing. Let's not forget that we already have 40 of the best teams not playing in this lobby right now. And I was looking at some of these 7th and 8th zone rotations, and there was like 3 teams that had 90 plus builds. One of them, Clarity G and Casper. The other one, Thoric and Bolts. The third one, Qua and Jack. Those 3 teams have the experience to compete in these types of lobbies, and it is showing. That is why this team had so many heals to use, right? All these other teams are playing these rotations very, very desperately, looking for some of these very, like, just dire refreshes, where these other 3 teams just like, we're chilling on materials.
And I love that you say desperation, because that's what we saw at the very end there, using the kinetic blade to get down because he wasn't aware of how many heals. That's the one caveat of high ground, is that you aren't able to pick up all of the items that's dropped, where everyone else that's on the low ground has the opportunity to kind of scrounge up everything that everyone else has dropped. But congratulations to Jack and Qua right here. Can't wait to see how they do in the grand finals next week.
And man, there's just so many things that we have to talk about. As Jacob mentioned, now this duo has a victory out. Those standings are going to shift up. Remember, whoever gets a victory out, they're good. They're going to grand finals. They don't have to play anymore. That is going to open up the map, the standings. There's so much to break down here. My, oh my.